Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. I know it's a little bit late, but as I said, we're going to be doing the showcase on one of the most iconic free-to-play units, probably in Dokkan, and that is the LR Vegito Blue. Freshly EZA'd last night, I'm ready to use him. Of course, when he initially dropped on JP, he wasn't that good. His EZA generally just wasn't that good. Dokkan had to buff him. Fortunately for us, Global didn't have to go for any of that rigmarole of getting him buffed or anything like that. And it's time to use him. So right now, we have him kind of fairly decently linked up. We do lose Super Saiyan. He is also level 10 links. He was prepped. He was actually very good when I used him prior to EZAing him months and months ago. I remember doing a video on the channel. Level 10 links. Unfortunately, no 200% lead right now, but he's on the 180 lead of the Year 3 EZA Vegito. And turn 1, with every link active apart from Warrior Gods, we're looking at 268k, literally just shy of 269 pre-super, 136k defense. But of course, he does stack his attack and defense on his 12 key. That's the only thing that I would say I would have preferred if he done it on the 18 key and then greatly raised attack and defense on the 12 key instead. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. I would have preferred if he stacked on the 18, but it's okay. It's okay. He does stack, so those numbers can easily increase. I would have actually ideally would prefer if he stacked on both 18 and 12 key, if I'm being completely honest, because then at least if he hit an additional, he could stack up more. He could stack up quicker in, like, red zone. But he still looks very, very good, and I can't wait to try him. So we are going to leave all of these orbs for him right now. We're going to give those to him. We're going to get the 18 key off, and we're going to see what numbers he is putting out. But do let me know what you think of him down in the comments. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. All the support is very much appreciated. But after EZAing, he is a 120 key plus 4 super type lead. As I already said on 12 key, he does stack attack and defense. He causes colossal damage to the enemy and lowers attack. We are being supered. That's actually a good thing, because then we can fuse the LR strength Vegito together. And we're starting off with 3.6 mil. 3.6 mil, that's actually pretty decent, again, considering he does stack on the 12 key. There's the additional, we can start stacking. That's the only reason why I don't mind it too much that he stacks on the 12 key. Again, I would have preferred if he stacked on both, but maybe that would have been a bit too overpowered. But still, it would have been nice if he stacked on both, is the fact that he can hit an additional. So that means he's greatly raising his attack and defense by 50% on his 18 key and causing mega colossal damage to the enemy. But then he's also hitting an additional as well. And then, not only is he greatly raising attack and defense by 50% with one turn and doing great damage and maximizing his damage in the turn, but he's then also stacking along the way and doing some extra damage on a 12 key as well. And this is why his new EZA is so good. I say new EZA, it's not really new EZA, but this is why the buff. This is why the buff was needed. This is why the buff was needed. The buff was very, very kind to him. Also, on his passive, gets attack and defense plus 100%. He also gets an additional attack and defense plus 10% of each super attack performed, up to 50%. So we've performed 2, only 3 more to go. He also raises his ki by up to 10. The less HP remaining, the greater the ki boost. This, I get this, you know. Giving him extra ki because he is an LR is nice and it is helpful. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure he only has like 1 or 2 key links. And again, as an LR, you want to be hitting the consistent 18 key. I get it. But again, would it have been that bad, you know, to just constantly hit his 12 key a lot of the time? Because that way he can stack more. Again, maybe they did it for balancing. I kind of get it again because he is an LR. You want to hit the 18 key the majority of the time to maximize his damage output. You know, get that greatly raised attack and defense off by 50%. But this is why I would have preferred if he did actually stack on the 18 key instead, considering how much key he will get the more HP you lose. And then this was the transformation we're looking for. We was looking for the LRVB, and we also get prepared for battle, which at level 10, what does that give us at level 10? That gives us key plus 2 and attack and defense plus 5%. So we're going to do this. I'm also going to pop an Usher, because I want to keep the health low, or low enough so I can get the fusion off with the strength Vegito. But after 1 stack and after 2 build-ups of his passive of the extra attack and defense plus 10%, so we've got 20% right now, he's already up to 387k attack stat pre-super and just shy of 200k defense. Again, that's off of 1 stack and 2 supers, which means his passive has gone up twice, and that's only by 20%. Remember, this guy's a free-to-play unit. Yes, we have him at level 10 links. He's not on a 200% lead just yet. 180 is still good, though. We're already up to almost a 5 million attack stat. We're literally just shy of a 5 million attack stat already. We did get an additional, no super, though. We did get an additional, just no super. Damn. Okay, so the rest of his passive is as follows. He gets a medium chance of key +5, which again, I get it. He's a free-to-play LR. You want the consistent 18 key. But I still really do find it weird that they've heavily given him key in his passive. Like, I get it, again, it's an LR. You want to get as much key as possible. You want him to be able to consistently hit his 18 key. However, considering he stacks on the 12, that's the only thing that kind of didn't make much sense to me. And that was prior to his EZA buff on JP and even post. Like, I get why you would do it, but at the same time, because you want him to stack and consistently stack, why does he get so much key in his passive, or the potential of so much key in his passive? It's almost like Dokkan was trying to make you avoid getting the 12 key, even though you can hit an additional and stuff. It was like they were trying to get you to avoid it, which again is why I really do wish he did stack on the 18 key instead, because at least then you would consistently stack more compared to then, of course, right now with it being on the 12 key. So that's kind of my only qualm. That is literally my only qualm with him, is that. And then we finally got the fusion off. We're going to pop that. I should have probably bought a healing item, but to be fair, we are going to heal off that. He also launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when performing an ultra super attack. So again, that's probably another reason why you get so much key, is because then you can hit the 18 key, you can maximize his damage output, and also get that 50% attack and defense raise, and then also get the guaranteed additional, which has a 50% chance of becoming a super attack. Not to mention you can rainbow him out for free, which means you could also hit another additional with him and then potentially stack him up twice in one turn. But again, this is where if he stacked on the 18 key, or actually if he stacked on both, you could potentially stack on the 18 and then get the additionals and stack on the 12. They probably never would have done that though. The only annoying thing is, back in the day I gave him full crit and I haven't gone back to change it. So, you know, obviously now I would give him more additional, but he's got 20 crit. So me getting that extra additional off, probably not going to happen too often. But now we've got the setup that I was looking for, which is these two together. I'm just waiting to now get the support come about. But yeah, off of his passive being built up to 40% now, we need to perform one more attack, and he's got the full 50. And again, only off of one stack, he's already up to a 419k attack stat pre-super and just over 200k defense. He's very good. Again, this is free. He's a free-to-play unit, and he doesn't have a 200% lead. So I'm impressed. 5.3 million attack stat, considering he's got a guaranteed additional with a 50% chance of becoming a super attack. And again, rainbowed out for free, where you potentially hit another additional. He can actually do quite a bit of damage in one turn. Again, of course, since I went full-blown crit on him, me getting that second additional is very unlikely to happen, but it's still a possibility. It's still a possibility. But not only that, he does get an additional key +2, even more key in the passive, and disables enemies' guard when there is another future Saga category ally attacking in the same turn, which of course we don't have. But no, we do have, because we have the LRVB. But for the most part, you're probably not going to be getting that active because of the teams you're going to be running them on, and also where other units are, you know, viable and stuff. But so far, I'm very impressed. He is very, very good. Very, very good. As I said, I get the whole giving him a plethora of key in his passive, you know, giving him a guaranteed additional with a 50% chance of launching an additional, because that way you can deal some very good damage in a turn. You could potentially super attack, well, guaranteed attack 2 times in one turn, potentially twice if the 50% chance comes off. You can then have a possibility of additionaling a 3rd time, or additionaling technically a 2nd time, and getting 3 supers off where you can stack twice, while also greatly raising his attack and defense for one turn as well in the initial 18 key. The amount of damage he can do in a turn is very good, and while he's stacking along the way as well, defensively he's in a pretty good spot on top of that as well. But his EZA is very, very good. And the thing that I currently have to remind myself while doing this is, he's a free-to-play unit. He is a free-to-play unit, so this is like probably the best link up or the best setup you're going to have him currently on his strongest team, which again is the Year 3 EZA LR Vegito Potara 180 team. So again, we've only stacked up once because we haven't got an additional super again yet, and we're up to a 546k attack stat. This is with his passive fully built up of the extra attack and defense plus 10% up to 50%. And we have almost 300k defense. And then of course we pretty much, because of all the key he gets from his passive, we're going to guarantee to hit an 18 key, which means we're going to greatly raise our attack and defense on the super, which means his defense 6.9. This is with, of course, with the Supreme Kai times support, almost a 7 million attack stat. His defense is going to be in the region of like 500k, which is pretty good for a free-to-play unit. We got another stack up there and a crit. With the support, he's packing heat. Of course, it's very RNG to kind of get him to stack, of course, because of the, you know, again, the built-in additional was nice, but it's quite RNG heavy to actually get him to stack, because, of course, it's basically a coin flip chance that he actually does get the additional super rather than it being additional basic attack. It's nice to have, and it does help him stack up consistently, or a bit more consistently, I would say. But, yeah, still, it is a little bit kind of RNG based of him actually stacking, because it is on the 12 key. But even so, he's still performing very, very well. Maybe if he stacked on the 18 key when he was consistently stacking every turn, maybe that would have been a bit too broken. I mean, I don't think anyone would have minded it, but maybe it would have been a little bit too broken. I don't know. But he's still performing very, very well. Like, very, very well. I think the stacking also wouldn't be too much of an issue if I did actually have a bit more, you know, kind of bit more invested in additionals in his dupe system rather than crits. But as I said, this was done ages and ages ago. This is probably something I'm gonna need to change, but I probably won't end up doing it. But if I had a few more investments in the additional, you know, in the dupe paths, then yeah, I probably would have seen a few more additional supers come off. He would have stacked a little bit more. He would have been a bit further along, had a bit more attack and defense. I mean, that's already in a good spot as it is, but it would have been, you know, it would have been a bit more impressive. He would have had a bit more along the way, which is fine. But yeah, that's kind of my bad. But you know, we can't tell the future. We can't prep for what's coming. But yeah, I am very, very impressed with him. He is very good. He's very, very good. So no support. We're on 376 before supering on the attack. We have 260k defense. I'm impressed. He's very good. As I said, my only qualm is that you're not always guaranteed to consistently have him stack in every turn, because that additional was a 50% chance of launching an additional super attack. But other than that, he is very, very good. Very, very good. And I really do wish I had more investment on additionals in his dupe system. But I'm still impressed nonetheless. He's a very, very good free-to-play EZA. Like, he's a free-to-play unit. Let's not forget that. He's free to play. You can grind him for absolutely nothing. He just hit over a 10 million crit. Yes, he has type 4 edge, but still. But you can completely get this guy and rainbow him out and EZA him for completely free. He's very good. He's very, very good. Even with that slight qualm I have with him. And this is at level 10 links. Level 10 links, of course, fully rainbowed out for free. The only thing he is currently missing right now is a 200% lead. And even without one, he's performed very, very well. I am impressed. I am very, very impressed, in fact. And he's currently probably one of the best free-to-play units in the game. Well, who would I have higher? Him or the free-to-play Tech Ginyu Force? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure who I'd have higher, but he's very good. Can't wait for him to get a 200% lead and try him out on that. But do let me think down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. And peace.